give a presentation on, I should do it at the mic, of course, about the operational data management the AERIUS way. For the past 6 years, I'm the operational data manager of AERIUS. Let's see. Oh, sorry. AERIUS is a software suite that's made for the governmental agency for a governmental agency in the Netherlands. It's actually a software suite for to calculate nitrogen on nature reserves, and there's a lot of data involved. Actually, these are the different products we use. We have a calculator to calculate the amount of nitrogen on the areas. We have AERIUS register. It's actually for the governmental organization to keep track of all the nitrogen. We have to monitor for which way it goes and some other things. There's also an API you can actually use with FME. Last year we were awarded as best governmental ICT project of 2016. This is the award picture. It was a great thing because to be the best governmental project, it's quite an honor. And this year we had the sharing and use certificate of excellence from the European Union. So AERIUS is open source, it's open data, we use open standards, and we're awarded for that as well. Today, I'm not going to talk much about AERIUS. When you want to know about AERIUS, then come to me during the hackathon or later on, and I will tell you all about it. But today, we're going to talk about operational data management. And what's it about? It's about reproducible and verifiable data flows. So you can call me at any time and I can tell you how things are done and when things are done. And that actually is my job. I brought stroopwafels. Stroopwafels in Dutch. It's a delicacy from the Netherlands. And actually, I'm going to use it to show how proper data management should be done. Actually, I need 2 volunteers for that. Who wants to be a volunteer? Ah, okay, over there. I need 2. I just need 2. Just come in front. Actually, I'm a ice cream maker. Producing stroopwafels, and we'll ask him, well, do you have stroopwafels? Yeah? Okay, thank you. And of course, I got stroopwafels from him, and I look at it, but I cannot make stroopwafels from him. So actually, we did not say what we were exchanging. I actually want a can containing stroopwafels. So, add it out, of course. Add it out again. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Stroopwafels. Next week, I want to have 1,000 for every week. Actually, you're the manager. And I just agreed with somebody on the working level to share 1,000 stroopwafels a week for free.
Do you have a contract for this?
No, but I agreed with him to share it. Actually, this happens in real life. People are throwing data to and fro to each other, and they're not making any agreements about it. And actually, the AERIUS way is the first thing we do is we make agreements with the customer, with the managers, that there's a will to exchange data. So, of course, have to, this job's done.
Was it that easy?
Yeah. So how does it look like? Actually, data management is about acquiring data, it's about implementing data, and it's about sharing data. So the first thing was acquiring data. I was acquiring the stroopwafels, and I'm making ice cream with it. So I'm AERIUS, I'm doing something I'm making ice cream, and I need disturbers for that. Actually, the first thing I do is to get a data delivery agreement, so to guarantee future stability. So actually, I'm really making sure that every week the things come in and the process can run, that people get paid, and that's essential for data management. Also, on the working level, I make agreement in a data delivery protocol about what we're going to exchange. So at what moment we're going to exchange something, which format we're going to exchange it in, what attributes there are in, which domains are within, and what makes it right. So we're going to show, we put everything on paper to make the exchange of data and do it in a proper way. Actually, we're also doing a data transformation protocol, because every week I want to make the same ice cream. This is the recipe. So when I combine different data sets, I want to do it every week the same. And actually, that's FME to me. Of course, you also have customers. You also have people that take the data from you, and it works the same way. We're making a data delivery agreement again, and we're doing a data delivery protocol. And this, actually, we've tried it out for the past 6 years, and it really works. It really keeps data flowing, and it really makes governmental organizations exchange data in a proper way. Oh, the data transformation protocol. How does the process look like? At first, of course, you have a provider, and he's publishing the data based on the data transformation protocol. And after that, we start in and we validate the data, and we do it with FME. After that, when anything is wrong, or even when it's right, we get feedback of the data, and actually the provider can adjust and republish the data. Afterwards, when everything is right, we transform the data using FME, and then actually provide it within our different applications. So a user can use it, and actually the user is also using FME to get the most out of the application, and it's getting back again and contribute, so things are stored within the database. Of course, there are also people coming up to us. They say, well, you have a beautiful application, but there's data within it I want to have, so just give me the database. Well, we say no. First we're going to say, well, have a data delivery agreement and a data delivery protocol, so we can transform the data with FME, publish the data, so the customer can validate and give feedback, so we can adjust the data again. And actually, this process is running quite smoothly and quite good. I'm going to give a little demonstration about things that really work for us with FME. I have 3 examples to show you the way we use FME. I have to switch to the... delete it. Takes a while. Oh, sorry. Because FME can really help you out, for example, to speed things up. This actually was within the presentation, not FME already. We have to do with a environmental model, and it uses roughness. So we calculate for the whole of the Netherlands, we calculate the roughness out of the elevation map, and also about the land use map, and we use all kind of algorithms to calculate the roughness of the Earth, so we can do a good prediction of nitrogen. These are millions and millions of calculations, and actually by using the workspace runner, we use it a lot, we can really speed things up. When you use this the proper way and use the extent, you can choose your extent quite good. After you set it up for a workspace runner with the extents, then you can optimize it, and you can decide on which grid size is the best. So over here you see a graph, and actually at about 8 kilometers is our optimum, because when we do more, then too many FME workspaces get into the air, so it slows the process down, and when it gets too much, then the I/O of your computers are getting in the way. So this really helps to speed things up. So if you have never worked with the workspace runner, just look into it, and it can really speed things up. FME can also help you out to make things simple. This is the application. And actually, we're not allowed to store data of a person who's using the application because it's private data. So we use GML to exchange data. And in the Netherlands, and I think it's in many other countries, GML is quite a hard format to understand, and people do not really like it. There's a lot of weerstand. And actually, FME helps us out to keep things simple, to let people show that there's no magic about GML. I'm going to show you within the application what it looks like. So now I am. So this is the application, and you can just put in a emission source by hand, but you can also import it by GML. So you can choose a file. This is the file. You can open it up, and now it's getting imported. So you see the different sources that are imported into the application. And like I said, people do not like GML, but then I always tell them how hard it is. So I open up FME, and I do the same thing actually. I'm opening up the GML. Oh, it's not add a reader, of course. So I prepared it already, and now actually the GML gets opened, and all the different containers that are within the GML are just displayed to the one using FME. The XSD get read out, and it's all there, and you can make connect loggers or connect inspectors to it. And you can add to play, and then actually the GML gets converted, and people can transform it to their own shape format or to their own file database, or they can do whatever they want with it. So it's breaking the ice for us. Actually, people, when they start using FME, then they start using GML in the proper way. Let's get back to the presentation again. So I showed you the application, how easy it is to import in GML and import in GML into FME. But to me, FME can also help you out to create test cases. The development team really needs good data to test the application. And what they ask for me to give a very complex data set on different levels, so on the national level, on the province level, and on the municipality level, so they can check out the performance of the application. And actually, 15 minutes later, I came back and I handed them all the GMLs. And this is what it looked like. First thing, we're creating the metadata of the GML. And over here, this is the farms in the Netherlands. This is a WFS of the provinces. This is WFS of this is municipalities. This is provinces. And actually, you can easily locate the farms within a province or a municipality. And after that, you're creating the GML with the XML templater. It was someone's favorite transformer. And after that, with a fan out, you can create all the GMLs at once. So actually, the development team was quite surprised that I was able to do it this quick. So many data in 15 minutes. It's hundreds of GMLs, and they were able to test it out and optimize the application. So FME can help you out managing your data and actually having a strategy, managing data and working with data delivery protocols and data delivery agreements. It really helps me out. So when acquiring data, when transforming data, and actually when sharing data again. And what we see happening in the past 6 years that the data quality is improving and the information value is getting better. So thank you for listening. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're going to adopt this way of thinking. Actually, in the Netherlands, we have some new law coming, and this way of thinking is integrated within that law. So I hope you have a good hackathon at 6, and that we can make beautiful things afterwards. Actually, somebody who wants to use the API of AERIUS is very welcome to try it out. And any questions about AERIUS or the product, want to see it, feel free to comment to me and talk to me. Thank you for your attention.
Questions from the audience?
What is the need for the output for the government of Netherlands? Is it for the government that you're doing this, or is it for? It's nitrogen levels. But
Yeah. Well, the situation in the Netherlands is we have nature conservations, and they're overloaded with nitrogen at the moment. So at the moment, in the past, we weren't able to give permits anymore for new stables, for new roads, for new factories. So they had to make a governmental program to keep a balance between nature and the economy, and that actually the calculation software does that. So when there's a standstill, then there will be no reduction of nitrogen because everything stays the same. But when things keep changing, new industries keep starting, then it will reduce. And actually what we did was calculate a reduction because we provided factories with new things, and the difference between doing nothing and doing the program, we're actually giving out at this moment. So we're handing out the space that is created in about 15 years because of improvements. We're actually giving now as permits. So, and that's the balance, to create a balance again and keep the economy going and keep the nature reserve getting better. So it's a win-win situation.
And did this improve the turnaround on data must have gone way up in terms of the amount of time it takes to create it, but did it improve the actual quality of the data in terms of
Yes, a lot, yeah. Because you're really using it within legislation. Before the AERIUS, there was every province had their own habitat type maps, but now because of this software, they had to harmonize it, and it had to all be the same. And we did lots of quality checks. Yesterday they did a talk about tolerance, and actually those algorithms were really needed because the data was so dirty and we had to clean it up. And at first we did it, and nowadays the provinces are doing it themselves. We get clean data in, and nothing has to be done by us anymore. So we really see an improve of data quality. Yeah, a lot.
And how did it change the numbers on the nitrogen levels? Did they go down or up, or
Actually, the nitrogen levels should go down. Yeah, it cannot go up. It's not allowed because then the governmental of the EU will have to pay fines for that because not taking care of our nature conserve. So, yeah, it helps getting the nitrogen down. Any more questions?
Yes, sure. Yeah, you had a graph for like at how many engines you had the best throughput of your.
It was the grid extent. It was the grid extent of you can take a square, an extent of 25 by 25 kilometers or 8 by 8, and we're doing the calculations by extent, and then we're trying to find the optimum or to get it as fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like in terms of performance, right? But
Yeah.
where was that tested? Was that on a desktop or a server, or it'd be interesting to see like what's like being your bottleneck there, like network or ROM or.
It was tested on a Xeon quite heavy machine with 64 gigabytes of memory, and it was quite a heavy machine. So, yeah, it's really a lot of data. It's millions and millions of calculations, and actually, when you want to try it at once, then it's not going to happen. And the difference between the 25 and the 8 kilometer grid, it was days. So it's really worth looking into that. Any more questions?
Great. So what are your future goals, next projects? Anything similar coming up?
Actually, what I would love to do is integrate FME server with it. At this point, where we need the interaction with the customers and really look at the data constantly. And creating a data portal didn't work out at first because people didn't care that much. You really needed to be close. So, and I think after about 5-6 years, we're almost ready to implement FME server. So a provider can actually upload themselves a data set. And an ecologist is not a very technical person. He likes things in shape files, and he's not into when he has to put a GML up in a portal. Then he will refuse to do that. So it worked out for us best just to share to get in the data and do all the validation ourselves and get it back out there again and support the customer. And so, but I think the next step will be FME server. Yeah, create data portals.
Great. Any other questions from the audience? All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.